I remember when CBS, Canadian Broadcasting Service, called me privately and do an interview with me about this gay thing and what I think about this gay thing. And I tell them, say, well, you know, say this gay thing is really, nobody not running down gays and killing them in Jamaica. I mean, you hardly hear of it. It's not that you don't hear of it, but you hardly hear of it. But there's a lot of gays that it's dying in Jamaica. Them. All you hear is that Jamaican people is killing. And it's these people when named J Flag is so anxious to declare out there that gays is in a serious position in Jamaica because Jamaicans is not tolerant of gays. Well, I have in front of me an article here from one of the top Scotland police who used to there, where I think him term up now. And this is a very serious article that one should take note of, especially the foreigners them. This is the cutting edge and
the Black Radar YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button and keep listening.
And the topic of the article says, gay lobby claims not true, says Green. Gay lobby claims not true, says Green. Who is Green? Green is one of the policemen, or police them, who came here during the time when the government was searching for some end to the upsurge of criminality. So them sent for some white man, a foreign, to come really cleanse Jamaica of its sins. All right, this man is from Scotland, Scottish police, listener, who come down here to come work with Jamaican police. And I'm going to read the article. I hope I can see it going in this dark light here. The subtitle is Jamaica far more tolerant of homosexuals than the public hype. A day before former assistant commissioner, this is the farmer, all right, so see you know, this is not coming from Mutabaruka. This is not coming from somebody who is of an interest to say why right now, really, because him don't have to say it. Him don't have to say what he's saying. But based upon him investigations, him come out and say it. So we're going to read it. A day before former Assistant Commissioner of Police Les Green left the island at the end of his 8 years of service, he rubbished a common claim by the gay community and international rights groups that homosexuals in Jamaica are victims of wanton murder, mob mauling, and marginalization. His pronouncement came just weeks after gay lobby group Jamaica Forum for Lesbians, All Sexuals and Gays suggested that 2 men killed in New Kingston area were slain because of their sexual preferences. In an interview on Thursday with the Observer, Green said, despite claims by J Flag that Jamaicans are intolerant of their lifestyle and are targeting them for death, his experience during his tenure here was totally different. This is a man who there for 8 years. He said, film experience is totally different. J Flag has for years contended that gay people have been marginalized in Jamaica. But Green said while that may have been the case in the past, the country has come a long way in tolerating an homosexual lifestyle. Now I want to tell Mr. Green say, from my picnic, every community where my mother, because my mother rent house, my mother live in a tenement yard, we live in a. Every community, as a youth, my mother move go. They will have a gay guy in the area where nobody never trouble him. People laugh after them and, just laugh after them, but nobody never trouble them. So for a long time, we know say you have gay. The only difference between me knowing a gay in our community is that me, since me a big man, the thing come to me say is where them really are do. It's like in terms of man I take this and I put in at that. And me I say, me couldn't conceive that I proceed that in my consciousness when me a little picnic. But just how them used to go on, like a man a go on like girl. But by the way, come to think of it, before I continue this article here, on the topic of gays here, if a man I go to a next man, this is and him don't want no woman. Why him want the man behave like a woman. It's weird. Why a gay lesbian want the next lesbian reacting like a man? Can somebody tell me the logic in that? Because if you don't want a man, you just don't want a man. But you woman, the next woman, but the next woman have to go on like a man. You man, the next man have to go on like a woman. If you give up the thing, you don't give up the thing already. Anyway, back to the article I saw. J Flags for years contended that gay people have been marginalized in Jamaica. But Green said, while that may have been the case in the past, the country has come a long way in tolerating the homosexual lifestyle. I think Jamaica is far more tolerant than the public hype. There is a vibrant community in Jamaica, and there ain't the sort of backlash that some people say. I think we are much more tolerant and accepting. Just go around and you will see. They are more flamboyant in the way they dress and behave as if they are comfortable with it. If that's the case, why are they stigmatized? Green said. It's just the hype from some who claim Jamaica is very anti-homosexual. But the reality is far from that. There are many homosexuals who live and work freely in Jamaica, he said. Green explained that as a homicide investigator, and this is serious now, that while a man can say, Muta, what is your evidence for say that is gays are kill gays in Jamaica? What is your evidence? Now, this man is an investigator in come here to do investigation. Green explained that as a homicide investigator, he worked closely with the gay lobby group, which referred him to several incidents in which members of their community were murdered. Listen to this, people. I know all people never see this. We people can't afford to buy newspaper pass out there. You understand? $100 fee. But listen to this. However, the former Scotland Yard detective said his findings show that the majority of gay killings are carried out by members of the gay community. Now, that you hear me say for years now, Bridget and Citrin. And that you hear me say for years. The majority of gay killings are carried out by members of the gay community. Quote, all of those murders that I have investigated, this is Green attack. This is a policeman, high-ranking policeman from Scotland Yard, from Scotland, Scottish, white man, let it be known, not a Jamaican. All of those murders that I have investigated have been in relationship, all of those murders that I have investigated have been in relationships and are victims of gay attacks, domestic situations, he said. On June the 13th, the badly mute, this no more call out some of these things where investigate. For sure you say, people who are talking about Jamaica this and Jamaica that, they don't know what they must say. And we don't know, say they don't know what they must say neither. On June the 13th, the badly mutilated bodies of Winston Ramsey and Jermaine Thompson were found in an open lot in Trafalgar Road. Since the gruesome find, homicide investigators have reported that the killings had all the signs of gay on gay crime. However, days after the killing, wait, what you do? Long time you don't see, you know. Yes. Don't wait, little, yeah? All right. Come again. On June the 13th, the mutilated bodies of Winston Ramsey and Jermaine Thompson were found in an open lot on Trafalgar Road. Since the gruesome find, homicide investigators have reported that the killings had all the signs of gay on gay crime. However, days after the killing, J Flag, in a release to the media, used the murders as a launching pad. Among the most recent attacks against gay community was the savage killing of 2 young men. The men were apparently brutally murdered with blunt instruments in the vicinity of the intersection of Trafalgar Road and Lady Musgrave Road. People who are homeless frequent this area. Among them are young gay men who have been made homeless because of the continued intolerance of homosexuality in Jamaica. We call on the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security and Labour and Social Security to listen to the cries and needs of members of our community who continue to be subjected to discrimination and violence, have nowhere to live and no food to eat because of their sexual orientation or gender identity. The flag release read in part. However, Green flatly rejected that line of reasoning and said of all the murders of gay men that he has investigated, this is Green. Green says that of all the murders of gay men that he has investigated, only one was not committed by a member of the gay community. That was Steve Harvey, and that case was a robbery, Green said. So even that murder was not because the man was gay, but because of robbery. This is where the big eye official white man from Scotland has said. Him say, him experience, I tell you, say, out of all the murders of gays where him investigate, is only one of them that was not, that was a case of robbery. Harvey was a Jamaica aid support employer who was abducted from his Duane Drive, Kingston 20 home by gunmen and later found dead on Pinewood Terrace. Harvey's ATM card and other items were taken. His vehicle was found parked at a football field in Grand Spence, St. Andrew. In 2002, the body of self-styled sidekick and television show host Safa, nobody can forget him, Santura, was found badly bruised and slashed at Cavaliers in St. Andrew. Police say he was also murdered by his jealous lover, who was later sentenced to life in prison. 2 years later, gay rights activist Brian Williamson was chopped and stabbed multiple times, with the murderer leaving his remains inside his house at Harton Avenue in St. Andrew. At the time, police reported that Williamson's home was a hangout spot for gays. His killer, Dwight Aden, was also sentenced to life. In December 2006, the decomposing body of Wayne Pinnock was found in an upscale apartment owned by late trade ambassador Peter King. Nobody can forget that where the tape, put out the tape and all these things, where if I stored it about tape. In an upscale apartment owned by late trade ambassador Peter King, his nude body had 8 stab wounds and his throat was slashed. A number of the gay community who was present at the murder scene admitted to the Observer that Pinnock was gay and was in fact killed by his male lover. King was himself the victim of a gay and gay murder. His nude, mutilated body was found in a pool of blood in his bedroom at Waterloo Road, Kingston 10. His killer, Sheldon Pusey, was sentenced to 15 years for manslaughter. At the time of his sentencing, his attorney pleaded with the judge that his client stood a great chance of being sodomized due to rampant homosexuality in Jamaica's prisons. At least one foreign national has also fallen victim to the vicious blades of gay killer. Former British diplomat John Terry was found strangled at his home in Mount Carey, St. James in September 2009. His body was wrapped in a sheet. Police reported at the time that a handwritten note that was found in the house, which suggested the reason why Terry was slaughtered. Green, who at the time was the head of serious organized crime, was forced to refute claims by the British media that Terry's death was a hate crime. I don't think it is a homophobic attack, although it's been run in the United Kingdom press. It ain't consistent with information that we have. It is unlikely, Green said at the time. A security guard was arrested, charged, and convicted of Terry's murder. While Jamaicans are becoming more tolerant of the gay lifestyle, most are not willing to allow public display of affection or cross-dressing as obtains in Europe and North America. In February 2007, 3 cross-dressing men were saved by the police from an angry mob outside a pharmacy in St. Andrew Plaza. A similar incident occurred a few weeks later in downtown Kingston. I am not into gay bashing, but the problem is cross-dressing and going downtown, do they do that to create a media blitz? That just seems too contrived, Green said. This is an article by big commissioner, assistant commissioner of police, Les Green, who was investigating a lot of these gay killings. And we have been saying it. And I tell you that interviews, Pantapa interviews, where they are like Canada, and they have this forum, and it's a music festival, and they have this forum, you know. And it's long at the forum. And the first thing come up, you know, is about the homophobic behavior of Jamaicans. And I repeat to them, the same thing with the man I repeat to them, I say, look here, most of these killings is not man who hate homosexuals do it. It's them own do it. Because if you look on the crime itself, you know, the viciousness of it, you know, I don't know, what is it? What is it that is in the mind of a homosexual who find themselves in the wrong side of jealousy? And jealousy is a very serious part of this gay thing. Come and see a gay guy run down this gay guy in a Pegasus one night. It's the funniest thing. It's the funniest thing. Because we still look at the lobby and we see about 8, 9 of them run from Cross Emancipation Park in the lobby. And this one they have one knife. I never saw them man them dress. And nobody not trouble them. Nobody does say nothing, you know. Everybody does sit up and watch this whole thing. That something happened out there. And they end up a run. And I mean, these guys walk up and down Northside Boulevard every night. Them depend not, as a matter of fact, they have a little park now. Where them situate themselves. Them run up and down, walk up and down, have them parties and this and that every night. On Northside Boulevard. You can't, at no night you walk there, you don't see some little guy go out with them antics. This policeman know what I'm talking about. Can investigate them. And I can tell you, there is a murder that took place recently. Very vicious murder. No, I don't hear it come, I don't hear it big on the news. I don't see it on no newspaper headline. But according to the little bird, it's a very vicious murder. When them go in at the house, it's unbelievable what was seen in that house. And we're not talking about no ghetto house neither. We're talking about upscale house. When the people then go in at the house and see what them see in at the house, it's like a horror movie. So, as I say, within that level of consciousness, and within knowing that really and truly, years ago we did a program. Well, I was searching for that program, and what the program was is about these little youth. Because we used to have a store on Plaza here today, and we find, say, there's a little hole in the front of the plaza where every morning when we come, we see a whole heap of youth lay down in the hole. And these same youth used to beg, right a yard pharmacy, they saw. Them used to beg money before it started on. Yeah, and well, it was really one way a good little while, but them used to beg right at the corner there and wash glass before them go down to the other side. And me used to talk to them and say, what? Oh, it go? And some story with them you they tell me, you know, Rasta, believe you me, you know. Some story with them you they have to tell you, say, sometime them there and some Mercedes Benz just drive up and a man where I say, give them some reasoning, and them end up in the car, end up in some big house uptown, swimming pool and all. Them you they never go at them place there yet. Never know nothing about swimming pool and house we have all 5, 6 bedroom. And the first time I see them thing there, them not have no money, them they on the road and sleep in a hole. Big man come, beat them, this, that, have them way with them. And right away the youth them feel good now because the youth them are find a different life now. So to them, giving themselves for the life there apparently is nothing, it's not great sacrifice. The problem with it is that when the big man decide, say, boy, you know, say, he want an next youth. He go decide, say, boy, I'm going to let go the youth, and the youth get so enticed with the lifestyle, you know. Him no want to give it up. So right away, you know, say, it's vexation of spirit now go on now. When he try to get rid of the youth and the youth no want to live. And right away, his murder come in play. Who can forget? Well, all right, I don't call it, but there's two, all right, I know a brethren. It's a serious thing. I know a brethren who used to there one place, home of, where them call them home, anyway, him there the home had this big reverend. Big reverend. The brethren did it all the while, you know, and him realize now, say, but this man here, I take the youth them, and I do him what I do with them. And it so happened that one day police go find the youth dead. The police go find the youth dead. Not find the youth dead, sorry. Police go find the reverend dead. And them hold on upon a youth, and the youth now in court. In court, the youth are declared now, say, the reverend make after him, and he must have him way with other youths up there, and him couldn't take it. Him never into that. So the youth admit, say him kill the reverend. Then there was a next one now. Him did have a high reputation, reputable reverend. Married, was very, very married. Who can forget that one? Where a youth used to sell things at the church gate, and the reverend call him in, go on like this and go on like that, till eventually the youth realize, say, no, wait, this is what I deal with. And kill the reverend. The youth admit in the court, say, the reason why I killed the reverend is because the reverend did not make after him, sexual things after him. Boom. That is it again. No. Who can forget? I mean, there's so much of these things that take place in Jamaica that when you look on it, the Scottish man is very right in what I'm saying. And these people, and we are talking to the people that are foreign now. It's the people that are foreign we are talking about. We must realize, really and truly, the only time I know of Jamaicans getting upset with gays is, for instance, now, like when the way they did go on East King's House Road, that West King's House Road, East King's House Road, and the man them come on there, you know, them dress up and dressing and all them thing there, and I go on with them little things, and as palaver and this and that, and I rub up and wind up and some woman attack them, you know. It's not even the man. It's not the man them attack them, it's the woman attack them. So, we just ask the overseas people who are listening to this program now, go read the article. Read the article in the Sunday Observer and figure out what we are saying. Figure out what we are saying. Because in the same newspaper, one of the headlines is the cross-dressers held in St. Ann Fete. Only 11 real women among 130 party goers, cops say. Out of 130 people in the party, only 11 of them was real women. Now, the problem with that, though, is that the police not trouble them, but the problem with it is that the police them go there to look for the lottery scammers. Now, later down in the week, this week now, the lottery scammers them, you know, man, thing up here say, none of them can come back up here. None of these cross-dressers can't come back up here because you know, them will hide them face. They know them proud of them thing, you know, them are pose and a palaver when the police them come there, you know. And just, Ray. That's fine. Take the picture, yeah. You know what I mean? So, nobody never trouble them. Nobody never trouble them. You know, and the matter of fact, I find it funny when I see them on the road. It's amazing. I see when I never walk one day on Arden Road there. And the little school fit in them, I say, look for the boy. And some bad word they tell them. And when they cuss bad, they sound sweet, you know. They don't cuss bad like all of me cuss bad, you know. When them guys they cuss bad, it's sweet. And some night it sounds sweet, like it's not going to have some serious opera music. So it's a thing. It's a thing. We come after that now. It's just a news for the time, and yes, we are very pleased to say that a high-ranking police, not from Jamaica, but from foreign, who spend 8 years here, recognize that it don't have nothing to do with homophobic behavior. It has something to do with jealousy, when them jealous. A man, I don't know if it's a man, but somebody write me and tell me, say, the times when I talk about these men were not gays, they were just feminine men. That is where brethren, or whosoever, that is where you are saying. You understand? They say, I saw men's bloodily beaten mid or late 70s, saved by police. No one say nobody never run them down. You know, what I say is that most of the murders them in Jamaica and gays is not done by homophobic people. You understand? Most of the murders, nobody now say nobody no beat gay, because Jamaican people, for you flirt it, they might go vex. They might talk about the murders them, the amount of murders where you hear happen to gay people is not homophobic murders. That is really the reasoning why we are gay. You know, nobody, you know, when I say man no run down gay and beat them, because we talk about York Pharmacy, we talk about the one where on East King's House Road. You know, maybe you can find many of them when man just, even the other day, some man were in our house, the people them going at the house and draw them out. Where I say, the murders them, which is that the policeman has set up. Him say when him investigate most of the murders them, that is done on gay people. It's gay people do it. Yeah, so no one is saying that people don't see gay, what gay boy, I mean, if the gay guys, them never did have flaunt them gay attitudes, maybe a man will run them down. Just like when you see them on Nutsula in Emancipation Park. Nobody no run them down. Everybody just look on them. Like when a gay guy pass you, everybody just look on him and say, well, I'm brave, he. You understand? Nobody now run him down. What we are saying is that when the foreign press take it and go on like say, we in a Jamaica are murder gays, it's not true. It's not true. And when them hear about the whole heap of killing of gays, see a man they will know when I talk about, when them say, him investigated, and a muta investigated, and the High Commissioner, the Assistant High Commissioner investigated who them send from a country that is highly liberal when it comes on to homosexuality. Highly. Them can marry there. Big church bishop are married gays in a film country. And him come to Jamaica and I show you, say, look here. Here we hear what I say about Jamaica. But you see, Jamaica now is hype. Them are run Jamaica in a hype thing. Believe you me. So we don't have that reasoning there. This is the cutting edge and
the Black Radar YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button and keep listening.
Yeah, who is?
Yeah, man. Rasta reporter, man.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that, Richard. Yeah, are you right? The article we just read?
Yeah, man. I chatty, man, you know. I chatty, you know, man.
Me realize
me know you out me. No pun intended.
Me not out you.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
But I want to...
Really, are you did the interview with Mr. Green?
Yes, man. You know, then me and you did do the Sunsplash with Charles, man.
No, wait, me just want the people them know. Me just want the people them know say you do the interview with Green.
Yeah, but at that no.
Yeah.
Cause you see, to my position in the corporate Jamaica,
yeah.
So cause it might have implications to my job. Cause you know these fellas are very powerful.
Yeah.
But I want to, there are some points that I want to make. Right? Because this case, they are being very dishonest. And they are using these gay and gay murders, holding it up in front of the country, in front of the world.
Yes.
Because they're thinking of in America, Canada, and England.
Yeah.
And the myth that Jamaica is a homophobic country, it needs to be dispelled.
Yeah.
But if me come out as Karyl Walker and say, why is me write the article and Ray?
Yeah.
Because they come attack Betty and Blaine, you know, because Betty and Blaine wrote a column saying that big gay lie. And they label her as an anti-gay.
Yeah, but me did I say this? Me say me have a TV program. I do a whole program one time I talk about it. I do this program here. For over the years, I have been saying the same thing what the policeman say. CBS called me one time and I asked about it. I'm tell them the same thing. But they are Canada, them have a forum, and them me are the only Jamaican at the forum. I'm talk the same thing. I say, look, man, it's not true. What you hear them I say? You know,
remember, I'm a crime reporter. You know, I've covered crime in this country for over 10 years.
Yes.
Right? And most of these murders that ever, because the gay murders have a signature to it.
Yes.
When Jamaican man have a war with you, him show you.
Yeah. And
don't the young war. And there's a man get stabbed up and chop up and ray, man per man. Yeah. That is a gay murder. Ask any police, any homicide investigator can tell you that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And I have done this work.
Brutal murder.
Yes. Gruesome and macabre. Yes. I can tell you from a position of authority that when Jamaican people have grows in a gang war and we drive by one man, stay far and shoot you. Your man stay over here and stab you 17 times. Cut off your wood and put the number still my French. I'm not on radio.
Yeah, man, you're on the radio, man.
Excuse me.
Go attack. You don't say it already. We apologize to the people there for this. Anyway, go attack, Reggie.
When a man do all these things, he's a serious person that is not the typical Jamaican murderer. And J-Flag needs to be honest. Right? Because nobody really cares what two consenting adults want to do in the confines of their room. Yeah. Nobody's going. That was the Jamaica of the past. And if it's like me, I tell, two things I'm going to point out to them. How come a pre-election debate, the present Prime Minister says, I don't care what a man wants to do in his bedroom. If he's qualified for the job, I will appoint him. And we shall look into repealing the Buggery law. And the PNP will hands down the largest majority that a party has ever won by, except when...
Well, people are saying it's a woman say. People are saying it's a woman say. Because if a man is saying it, that make a big difference. You don't think so?
I say anybody say it. I say if we are homophobic, anybody say it.
Yeah,
people that make a big difference.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Because homophobic is the fear, yes.
And the country voted for the People's National Party, which is led by the same person who says he don't business if a man is sleeping with a duck. If he qualifies for the job, he must get the job. Yeah. And that party one hand, that's one. Two, my information tell me that if New Kingston was the official red light district of the capital city. Yeah. And the man them say, if you go to New Kingston to buy a prostitute now, and you talk to a so-called woman, is a man you're buying, all of the female prostitutes have now relocated to back road.
Yeah, and them of course.
Right?
Them of course say the man them come take them work.
Prostitutes have taken over.
Yes, definitely.
So how you explain that to me?
And nobody not trouble them. You see, the only thing I see Jamaican people do is look hard. When them see them pass, them look hard. But them don't really do nothing. You know, them man just look past, look them dress and done, you know.
No, we must be honest though. We must be honest. We must say, in the past, if a man did ball out, why? And a man start run, the whole town will run down and want to beat him.
Yeah, but them not kill him still.
But that not happen again.
Yeah, but you want to know, as someone tell me, say, that someone just text me and say, wait, I'm going to tell you what them say. Them say, in the mid-70s, men were not gay. Them was feminine men. In other words, the man them who me talk about who was gay in the community, them wasn't gay. Them wasn't homosexual. Them was just them feminine. But it's not true that. Because I don't know if I want to mention him still, but there was a famous artist that used to do fashion drawing. That everybody knows say him did gay. Him used to do fashion. I don't know if you know him. I don't know if you're too young to know him neither.
I'm 46 and 70s.
Well, you're supposed to know him, man. Him used to draw in the newspaper. Everybody knows him did gay, and nobody ever trouble him. Because I'm sitting on the roadside, I draw. I'm sitting all over the place, I draw, and nobody trouble him. You know, so we know that. Say, you have man who run down, man, and beat them. But the gruesome killing where we see go on in Jamaica against gays, it's not people who's
not being perpetrated by straight people, and that is a lie, and it's a myth, and they need to stop it.
Yes.
All right. They want us to admit them to the party. But they don't only want admittance to the party, you know. They want to take over to the party and put us to the sideline.
Yeah.
It can't work.
This is what I'd say it's heterosexual.
Yeah, it can't work. Because you're not going to Saudi Arabia and Iran with these type of things. You're not going to Dubai with these type of things because you respect the culture of those countries.
Yes.
So why do you want no Jamaicans now in one fell swoop? Maybe my grandchildren, because of the position of the world that we are and the Western media that proliferate our existence around on this side of the world.
Yeah.
Maybe my grandchildren might say, leave it, but my generation not going to make Jamaica turn the Greenwich Village. No, I must bring your attention to an incident that took place at a pharmacy in the plaza.
Yes.
Where there were 3 men.
Yeah. The man mentioned it,
Yeah, behaving most effeminately. I covered that incident. And they were behaving most effeminately. And you know what caused the argument with the people? Not because they were dressed in drag. Not because they were behaving effeminately. It was because a woman was in the pharmacy. Said to them, Lord Jesus Christ, man, make one of you move so. You not be able to search the man. You not have to go and a man, you know, man. And a boy was drinking a bottle of water and emptied the bottle of water on top of the woman's head.
One of them with the dress.
Yeah, and wet up the woman the water and the woman run out. And said, imagine, she was in there. And then, I talk to them and the boy then waiting up with water. Really. And I saw the people then come down and converse from the pharmacy.
Okay. So we never hear that. But we never hear that.
No, well.
We never hear about the waiting up in the pharmacy. We just hear say Jamaican them run down some gay people.
And you know the irony of that when the police them come and back up the car right against the door of the pharmacy and the boy them come out and the man still get to fling in a one liquor stone and lick a boy and make back. Right? And then and the boy when the boy get the licking still a laugh, you know. You know say J Flag still cause the police them, say the police them are so homophobic and the police them come they can't save them, you know.
Yeah.
And they still turn out and cause.
So the J Flag people never know say
the police
the J Flag people never know say the J Flag people never know say the brother did throw the water upon the woman.
They probably I don't know if they did know. And I said they did know or they never know because I can't speak to them, they have to speak to themselves. But I am saying the point is, look here, everywhere you go in the world, you're going to find these type of people.
Yes.
We can't run from it.
No.
People stay so. Right? You want us to leave you alone. But you cannot come and shove certain things down my throat. And tell me to accept it when it's not my culture.
It will choke me, I feel like I'm going to dead, I'm going to retaliate.
I mean, now accept it. It cannot pass. Nowhere near can't even come near my mouth. Right? So that me I tell you. So me I tell them, say, if you want us to have even a little bit of compromise, you must be honest.
Yeah.
And stop telling the world the lie. Say, we are running on to kill you because you.
No, we are running down. Not we are running down. Most of the murder them were committed by gays
in this country against gay people.
It's homophobic people.
You ever hear a man goes out, a woman and give a man a bun, a man bun. You ever hear a man goes out in REI and blind, huh?
So, Reggie, let me ask you a question. When you go up on them crime scene there now, and you see them thing there, I mean, how you feel?
Well, that was a long time ago. I don't do that.
Oh, you don't do that? Oh, yeah, you got for that? You never had a while.
You never have to go face that, you know, and I'm hit.
Yeah, true. All right, sir. Well,
how you mean how me feel? How you mean how me feel? Me feel just, I mean, somebody dead.
Yeah.
Somebody dead.
No, but even the way, I mean, killing a man is one way, you know, because me and my lady did argue about killing him, and me I say, yeah, killing a man is one thing, you know, but if you go chop off him head and dig out him high and this and that, it take a certain mind to do them something.
No, you have to put me to a range that me take up a big stone and fling and lick it down.
Yeah.
But the continuous whole for stabbing.
Yeah, after stab him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 13 times and all.
No, man, me not have them there in me, man. That's not in me, man. You must drive into a rage. I mean, in a rage, the moment of rage, me take half a block and lick it down, and it so happen that you're dead.
Yeah.
But me never really man plan to kill, but it's because you push me to that. You understand?
Terrible, man.
So, look here, I'm going to tell you something. Jamaicans, they straight Jamaicans have to understand we're not going to get rid of these people.
No.
Right? We're going to start right there. So, let me start with we first.
Yes.
We now will get rid of them. And I heard you say it in your program many years ago that every Jamaican knows somebody who is a batty man.
Yeah.
You said it many years ago, I listened to your program, right?
Yeah.
And that is true. And there are some people, because I work in an industry that these kind of people sometimes work here too. And it's not every one of them is obnoxious.
No.
It's not every one of them when come carry that in the workplace. Right? And you have some people who they're very talented, they're very decent, some of them, but you have the obnoxious ones who want to come and tell us,
Flanted.
You have so much turn San Francisco, and Jamaica is not going to be a San Francisco.
Well, we don't know that still.
Well, not in my generation. I believe not my generation.
Yeah, well, maybe not your generation, but do you think I go here though? Well, I hear Uban say,
what the man named Claude Mackay say? If I should die.
Yeah, but you are though.
Let it not be like Hag.
Yeah, but you are though. Little more, you're going to have to come out of the closet and say you're heterosexual.
Yeah, because they won't put me in the closet.
Is that thing? Anyway.
I think it's all working in my generation. Yeah. We are rebels, soul rebels. We are capturer, soul adventurer. We don't know that.
Yeah.
We know in that. Feel like a king though the salary I earn is thin.
Yeah.
Right? So I can keep on the money, on the high life, on the Benz, on the way you want to have. Yeah. We don't have to have that because we are walk and take bus. Long time I not never do it. Yeah. So I keep that. If I money, I keep that. We not about to that. We are set. We are set. If we don't want, we leave. We don't want loan. Top tele life and Jamaica. Yeah. It is not good for our economy. The EU we deal with human rights and them say no death penalty and all these things and no gay rights and all these things. They're not going to give us, as we say, no pun intended, no AIDS. Right?
But they must say it not going to affect. We are going, the EU, them say them not going to affect it. I just
there a couple journalists went to Brussels the other day, and because of what Mrs. Simpson said about the repealing of reviewing the repealing of the bubble law, they said they might increase the aid. So there are two sides to that coin, sir.
Yeah. You have a top and a bottom. Yes.
Well, no pun intended on bottom.
All right, Bridget. We say give thanks, Bridget. Give thanks.
Yeah, enough respect, you know.
Yeah, man.
Enough respect. I'm only sorry to say hold me.
No, we don't hold you. We don't hold you. All right. Yeah, this is the cutting edge. When I say that everybody, most ghetto, did have a gear in it. Everybody did know somebody gear. Somebody takes me and say, the men them who used to enter the community them wasn't gear, them were just feminine. And then I went on to mention this man who used to draw in the newspaper. He used to draw fashion in the newspaper. Everybody knows say him the gear. But nobody trouble him. He used to there everywhere. Everybody know him. Well, somebody just emailed, text me a while ago and say, I must remember that this man who I'm speaking about, this man who I spoke about, who was the artist, who used to draw fashion in the Gleaner, was viciously murdered by his boy lover after he was caught with a schoolboy at his house. He was stabbed 22 times and nothing came out of it. The same person who draw fashion in the Gleaner, respect, this man I was mentioning, somebody text me here to tell me, say, him was murdered by his boy lover who was caught with a schoolboy at his house and he was stabbed 22 times. This is like we are talking about in the early 70s, maybe 60s, early 70s, maybe later 60s. Remember quite well this man. Everybody know him. Well, somebody just remind me a while ago say him was murdered and it was him lover. And this happened from like 30 odd years ago. You understand? So, Virgin, don't wait name there. You're a man just remind me say the man me I talk about. So even though you are say I was just them did look feminine, we didn't know. Me didn't know him. Me didn't know him. Everybody know him. This is the cutting edge on
the Black Radar YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button and keep listening.
Yeah, and right now we want to put in an input on the topic we talked about earlier on still, you know.
Which one are the topic then?
The guys them in the streets, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So more, you just leave them guys there alone, man.
No, they will not leave them alone. We just read an article about a policeman. It's a policeman bring up the article, you know. It's a policeman, why we talk about it? We don't leave them, we don't trouble them. Because I tell you, say, them set a thing out about Jamaica, you know.
Yeah.
Say Jamaica homophobic. So this policeman, the assistant commissioner, who is a white man who was brought here, in the film investigation shows say Jamaicans are not really homophobic because most of the gays them who dead in Jamaica is gay kill them. That is the reason why we bring up the conversation. We not fight against them. We not fight against them, no. We just tell you that.
Well, right now, and I say we not fight against them, but the fighting not really are going away in Jamaica.
No, well, that's why if we stop fight against them.
All right, what I know, we not really stop fight against them.
Why not?
Why you talk more about this? It's what July month.
Yeah.
When you talk more about the king, I say
yeah, but here what I say no, wait no man. We talk about the king all the while on the program, and we talk about the king more than any other program on radio. We are saying this is an article come out Sunday. I'm feeling say Jamaican and the foreign people them who have Jamaica in a bad light should know about this article.
Yeah.
So we can't come and talk about the king every day, every night. We are talking about something where confront we as a people when people are brandway. You understand?
So ask yourself,
yeah.
The youth they know we kill the reverend. We are rushing. Him shouldn't do a thing like that.
Kill him?
No. Not killing him, but we have to ask the eye from a person.
Say if him should have kill him?
Yeah.
No, me not believe in a killing, no, Reggie.
Me not believe in a killing. So what him should have do for help himself as a young guy out?
Well, him a rushing still. Him a rushing, but I mean, in rage, you could have killed a man too, in rage. Believe you me. So in rage.
Right, Daddy.
Yeah.
Yes, Daddy. Now here we are,
yeah. In rage, you will kill a man. Let me put it that way there. In a rage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what we are talking about now? Because you done some enough to talk about it, but you started to tell me about that now, so. You think that will come out for the conversation?
It kind of, in my mind,
yeah.
More while you talk about the thing on the radio, it kind of stay away in my mind, so because you know everybody have a different mind out.
What you say? What you think me a think? Tell me.
No, you think, so boy, we leave gay guys to a certain level. Yes, we leave them, but we don't want them alone. Like, say, boy, Jamaica for legalize gay guys that we feel good about.
You hear me say that?
No, we don't hear that. But you know, lick out on it.
Lick out power? Like
legalizing it, you know, lick out on gay guys. You know, with them, but you know, really lick out on them. Like,
when you say lick out, when you say lick out, when you say lick out, what do you mean? Because you just tell me someone leave them alone. So you tell me say, me not lick out now. Tell me.
Because if Jamaica, you know, everybody in Jamaica is gays. We can't have no multiplication.
Everybody in Jamaica. No, wait, you can't. No, you can't go that extreme there. Oh, every Jamaican, everybody.
Not in Jamaica, all right.
No, but you can't. Oh, you set your mind this on.
Put all of them on the island and can't reproduce.
No, but what's a bridging? No, wait, no, man. Hold on, bridging. Oh, your mind reaches so. If the whole of Jamaica did gay, or your mind reaches so.
I don't really mean visit Jamaica. I mean, if you put in your mind, if you put all of those guys on one island, yeah, that's the argument there.
Yeah, why do you put them on one island?
Just put them on an island, or in a community, all of them, to live, to reign.
Yeah.
How long do you think they would live or reign for?
How long they would live or reign for? I mean, as long as them live and not have arthritis and them not have AIDS and all that.
But you won't have no multiplication after them. You won't have no more, what do you call it now?
But Virgin,
after them.
But your mind reaches a Virgin, your mind reaches about a little island with pure gays on it. Your mind reaches.
Because that they want to turn Jamaica in a slowly.
Nobody can turn Jamaica the way they say all man in Jamaica gay. No, sir.
And we lots of people look up to Alice Lassie and Empress men when say man and woman, you see it.
Then all you just tell me say we must leave them alone and know you gone for a long conversation about them.
No, I don't really have to leave them alone and don't trouble them, you know. I say leave them alone when I mean like if you see them on the road.
Yeah.
You're not going to trouble them because
you're not trouble them. Yes.
It's against the
all right, him thing done. You know, I think the brother is going to tell me, say, I shouldn't even bother read the article, I'm sure it's done with it, but it's like you want to perpetuate the whole reason about this something. And we're done with it, you know. Believe you me, we're done with it, you know. We say what we are saying, we read what we are read, and we say what we are saying, and the bridge, write the article, call me, and we talk about it. We're done with it. It's just that. We just try. It's foreign people who was doing the program. Who was doing the program for some foreign people. To show them, say, one of the top policemen from England is saying that Jamaican people. We're alright, we're alright.
The informative information presented in this video is motivational and is positively aimed at inspiring, educating and entertaining the viewers with the cutting edge of critical reasoning. If you enjoy the contents on the Black Radar YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to show your support.